Hi, my name is Amanda Johnson, and these are my interview preparation questions. So, question number one, tell me about an event that challenged you. How did you meet the challenge? If you could do it all over again, what would you do differently? So, when I started this new position that I'm in as a clinic supervisor, I was given the job to take on the quality improvement program. And I was basically given about a 15-minute rundown of that program. So through the years, I found that the program was much more involved, and basically, the people who were doing it before were tipping the iceberg of what was possible and the money that was able to be given to the clinic they were receiving very minimal. So over the years, I really dove into training and reaching out to people and asking questions and finding out what that quality improvement really meant. And through the years, we were able to almost double the amount of money that we were getting by simply adding on a few things that were missing and, dedicating a little bit more time to it. So I think I took on that challenge quite well. If I had to do it all over again, I don't know that I would change much. I think that, making myself learn the program and the processes really helped, and it made me be able to teach other people what the program should have been and everything that it could offer. So I don't know that I would do much differently. Question number two. If you and a colleague had a difference of opinion, how would you go about resolving it? In my opinion, the best way to resolve a problem is to talk about it. Set up a time that the two of you can get together and really listen to each other, hear each other out. It doesn't mean just because you have an argument or disagreement that you are wrong or the other person is right. Maybe you guys just have a difference of opinion and you're not seeing things from a certain person's side of the story. So, really, just listening to each other respectfully. And if it's something that can't be resolved in that manner, or it's a lot more complicated than that, I would get human resources involved to help mediate the situation. So, question number three is, what is your management style? What Why is your management style the best fit for this position? So, this position that I'm interviewing for is for a management director position, and I believe that my management style is to be fair but stern. Um, I think there's a time and a place to really let your employees know, these are the rules, these are the requirements, this is how we work, operate, these are the processes that we follow, because that maintains structure and stability in your organization. However, I think it's important to also be fair to people and realize that, you know, work life is only a small part of their life and that things happen and arise and that they may need a little extra nurturing at times. And so just to be fair, and I think this is a good style because it creates a foundation of trust and support for each other. There's going to be times when the organization needs the employees more than usual, and there's going to be times when the employee can't be there, as much as they need to be. So creating that balance where you guys can be there for each other really creates a strong foundation for the organization. Question number four. What have your previous jobs taught you? My previous jobs have taught me many things. One of them I think is the biggest is to be humble. Um, I really worked my way up in this healthcare setting from the bottom to the top, being starting as a nursing assistant and then working my way into management. I've seen all aspects of how the organization runs, and I fully understand that they can't work without each other. Um, If you're a housekeeper or a doctor or the president, it doesn't matter because you couldn't do your job without each other. So just being humble and realizing that everybody plays their certain role in making the organization run the way that it should, and no person is more important than the other. That's just the way it is. So, and when you understand that, I think that you can really respect people and let them show their worth in the organization. Another fun thing that I've learned from a boss a long time ago, probably 15 years ago, was he always used to ask me every time I walked into work, "How are you?" And I was young, and so back then I would just say, "I'm fine." And he was always so bothered by it. He always taught me that when somebody asks you how you are, you should always in return say, "I'm fine, thank you. How are you?" And that stuck with me. I never let people just ask me, "How are you?" I always return that gesture and ask them how they are too, because it makes them feel good and it engages conversation. And so that's always stuck with me over the years. Um, Question number 5. In what area do you feel your manager could have done a better job? So I think I'll just speak to my manager currently. Um, this manager that we have is very disrespectful in the way that he talks to his employees and his doctors and just anybody that he is managing. And I think that this creates just a very terrible environment. I think that I could say the same thing to a doctor or, a medical assistant or somebody and relay the same message without the heated barking at the employee or something like that. I think that there's a respectful way to relay a message, even if it is something that's hard to talk about. I don't think you have to yell at people or, not keep your promises is another big thing. This manager says things and then doesn't follow through with them, which really bothers me because it creates this environment where people don't trust anything and they don't want to be there. And so, retention is very hard. Um, I just really believe in a respectful work environment where the organization is there for you and you're there for the organization. And I think that that makes things run the way that they should. Um, just a whole basis of respect going both ways. And so that's been really hard for this manager. And I think I could have done a better job by just relaying respect and, taking care of each other and knowing that I'm no better than the lowest paid person in the organization, that we all help each other. Thank you very much for your time.